Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you're happy watching this Risco in Tokyo, coming at you with some more Little Big Planet 3. People have spoken. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do Isaac or if I wanted to do LBP. And two people, but two people are people. You know, that's still the people. If you only have two people that answer, it's still the people have spoken, and that they said LBP3, so we're gonna just play around with LBP3 create mode, and hopefully that'll, I don't know, I don't even know if this is gonna be a full stream. Got like lots of stuff going on. It's always some kind of stuff, you know. But I not really sure what I'm doing actually. I'm just kind of hopping and bopping in this little. This was a hub, and then it just became kind of a stage. Well, I mean, part of a stage, a little bit of a stage. I have no idea, like, I haven't made a level in... since LBP2, I think, like, made a level where you actually do things and have... Us! Flappable, it is wonderful to see you. I hope you are well tonight. I hope life is being kind to you. Just kind of, and hello to you as well, Alice. I hope that you are doing extremely well as well. Just kind of goofing around. No real plan this go about. Why is there only one bounce pad? Like, there should be two types of bounce pads, right? Triggerable and non-triggerable. Why is there only the one? Oh, I see. That's why. Well, that's no problem. That's no issue for us. Now, I do want to kind of hide this. I don't like when the bounce pads are sticking like directly on the ground. I think it looks kind of uggo. So we're just gonna hide this a little bit with some tags. But I do hope that both of you are exceptionally well tonight. Nothing particularly untoward is going on in your lives. I got nothing going on in my life right at the moment, just very quiet. Quite possibly a little bit more quiet than I distinctly need, but these things do happen. We don't want these visible. Good. Hopefully life will be exciting eventually. Gonna be busy few days. Right now I'm playing some Xenoblade, so I can't complain. Excellent. I completely missed Xenoblade, and I do not know why. I also don't know why I was looking up... I mean, I guess I do know why I was looking up Adam Chaplin, but it's a family-friendly stream, so probably not. But I want to know, what's the release date for Xenoblade? Because I'm wondering where in my gaming time... Not Xenobland, completely different. I'm wondering where in my gaming time that fell. What? 2007. So what was going on in my life in 2007? I don't even think I had a PlayStation 3 yet in 2007. Or maybe picked it up in 2008? I know I got the PlayStation 3 with leftover money from my company. Well, not my company, but the company that I worked for collapsed. And the gal that I was living with at the time, we had just moved into an apartment together with a chunk of the money that we had received for back pay, well, that I had received from back pay, and there was like a little bit of money left over. And we were walking through a video game store, and we saw the advertisement for LittleBigPlanet. And I hadn't been playing games for a while at that point. I'd been kind of out of the gaming for a couple of years, and it's like, that looks really cool. Do you think you'd like to play it? And Honey Bunny was like, oh yeah, sure, I'd give that a shot. She did not actually play. That was all me, but that did kind of get me back into gaming. But I know I spent the last of that money from the the severance, kind of severance pay thing, back pay, unpaid monies on that. Xenoblade Chronicles came out in 2011 for the Wii in English, 2010 in Japan. The 3DS 2015 for Switch in 2020, and Chronicles X was 2015, 2 was 2017, and 3 was just over a week ago. Alright, so I basically missed the entire train, which kind of makes sense. That, because if it came out while I was here, but at a time when there wasn't a lot of localization in games in Japan, it was actually really surprising picking up LBP, because it set its language to the console language setting, where a lot of times, like, even AAA games that got released in Japan, like, that were made by English companies, or American companies, you know, English-speaking companies, would only have the Japanese localization available on disc. So that would explain probably why I missed out on Xenoblades. It's become increasingly common for games with worldwide release, and I'm okay with this. I'm super okay with it. Like, that was one of the reasons I kind of dropped out of gaming for a long time, was that the types of games that I enjoyed tended to be very reading heavy. Even though I've kind of drifted away from those types of games, but like it's difficult to engage with like a Persona 3, because I picked up Persona 3 when it came out, because it was just the mechanic of releasing your persona by shooting yourself in the head, that was frighteningly attractive at the time, and I picked it up, and it was like, but I could only engage with the game on a visual and mechanical standpoint, but I couldn't follow the story at all. So I ended up kind of drifting away from games until LBP came out. I remember importing Disgaea 5 for Switch at launch, because it was a Japanese launch title with English localization on the cartridge. That's an interesting one, because but you've got more. Came out months later in Australia, so heck it. Might as well get that and Breath of the Wild as our launch games, thanks to the imports of one of them. The Switch version of Disgaea 5 was localized on cartridge, and the PlayStation 4 version was not, which was kind of like a bit of a weird flex. So I have Disgaea 5, but I have the US version off the PSN, because the Japanese version did not have any English localization on it, which is weird. But it is becoming more common, and that's super appreciated on my end. We're gonna have you collisions. Ignore tagged objects. It's green and ground. Although the funny thing is that now that that's becoming more common, and I find myself being interested in fewer and fewer games. Now, will this still trigger? Yes, it does. So, we want to make this zone much taller, so that even when we're bouncing, that we stay in the camera zone. Why is that not working? Now, unfortunately, like, my LBP guy is, I think, out of town right now, so I don't have anybody to bug about why things don't work. Which makes me sad. That's a no player tracking. Local space? What happens if I local space that? Why are you doing this, game? Is there another camera zone that's interfering? Oh, well, we don't want that. We don't want that. That's a problem. We need you down here. Being all silly like that. Now, there we go. Kind of. Ish. Maybe? You gotta work with me, baby. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes total sense. So this has got to come up higher. The camera zones cannot cross. At all. We do not want the camera zones to cross at all. So we're still getting this weird, like, in and out. What's going on with that, yo? What if we bring you down? Ah! Hardly optimal. Alright, so hop over. Wow! Okay, we jump over here. Come up here, dash off the edge. Yeah. Okay, that's better. And now we want this to send them like way up into the air. Good. Now we're gonna get fancy pants. I don't know how we're gonna get fancy. I don't really have no idea what I'm doing with this level. I'm just bopping. Gonna put this up here. And we'll make you just a nice shade of orange. Nobody's ever gonna see this part, so that's not really gonna matter if it's orange or not. And just for the nonce, well, no, nonce means something different in Commonwealth English, so just for the moment, we'll just leave that there for the moment. And I think I'm going to use this to send the character to another island completely. Which really would be accomplished. Us! Hive, it is wonderful to see you. I hope that you are exceptionally well tonight. No particular stress. I know that you are... I think the terminology is that you're eating well with the Bridget release. I hope that is making you very happy. Bridget fans are eating well. Now... I'll make you... just make you teleport for right now. I hope so. I guess I can find out tomorrow. Well, I mean, you are getting Bridget, right? Like, that's not... That is correct. You are going to get Bridget? Or am I misunderstanding the situation? You are getting Bridget. Okay. So I guess, like, as to whether or not you're eating well is the problem? Oh. Disco, don't be silly. That's you did the wrong thing. You did not do that right. Yellow. Teleport. The problem is, they aren't out yet, so I can't tell. Gotcha. It seems like it. One of the Discord that I hang out on, like the only one that I spend any real time in, was just hopping and bopping with fighting game announcements. Everybody seemed extremely excited, which I'm glad to see. I'm not going to get on anybody's case about being excited over the games of fight. I wish I understood and were better at fighting games so that I could kind of get in on this joy. Auntie's PT was a bit miffed that all the Sanwa sticks were sold out though. I don't know what a Sanwa stick is. Like, I saw that, and then I was just very confused. I'm assuming that's a bad thing. Where is my teleport object? It's a fight stick with parts made by Sanwa. Okay. Are they particularly great? Like, is there a reason that everybody would want the Sanwa stick? Sanwa are considered the go-to for good quality parts. Ah, all right. Well, now I am currently on the trolley. I feel as though I understand. What? Where's our character teleporter? I used this very day. Oh, there we are. Gosh, don't I feel silly? My stick has Hayabusa parts, which aren't bad either, but people prefer the feel of Sanwa. Huh. I am just learning things left and right. And that pleases me. Alright, this actually kind of works. But you should ask Ludo, I'm still very new to all this. But I thought you were like, you were fighting game supreme. I thought you knew all about the fighting games. Are you telling me that all of that was a lie? My partner's been super stoked about Bridget and Guilty Gear. I know very little about Bridget from Guilty Gear, personally, but it does do my heart good to see people excited over them. Nope, I'm new to fighting games in terms of playing them on my terms. Oh, okie dokie. Also, like, why does I have no ears? I mean, I have ears, obviously, they're attached to my head, but I have no sound? Oh, or it just could be because I don't have any music playing. I should do something about that. See, this is why we need, like, I need Kronos or Hirunda to drop by and let me know how things work, because I don't remember. I played them as P2 often because somebody wanted a human opponent to fight, but I had no idea what I was doing. Hey, hey. I did not know that. Younger sibling curse, gotcha. Hopefully that's not too loud. That's not like actually the music that I'm going to use in this level, but just to have something going on in the background. I always forget that create mode like doesn't have any music going on with it. I also only watched the multiverse stuff at EVO this year to see if it's a more watchable game on competitive than Smash, and yes it is. I can actually follow along with competitive multiverse. Well, that's kind of cool. But that's, I mean, that's a lot. But I am kind of shocked that they're not. Multiverse is good for good because it focuses on 2v2 gameplay and is balanced around 2v2, whereas Smash is just Smash. That's a very short song. I don't know how I feel about that. Smash is inescapably itself, so yeah, that kind of tracks. Being a 2v2 and having colors for the 2v2 teams and also being much more faster in each round helps a lot to make it more watchable. That's interesting. The colors, hello Brain Meats, want to work with me? I'm sure you do. The colors seem like a big deal to make it more, like, visually trackable. Now I'm kind of surprised that they hadn't done that before. I mean, you could pick your colors in Smash, but, like, they're not team colors. What did I miss? Watch Street Fighter V Top 8. It was actually exciting. Okay. And Flopple is saying, I think the colored outlines help a lot with differentiation and honestly focus. That's actually really good to know. Your opponents are tinted their team colors, so you can always hold a glance who you're meant to bop. It makes it less visual noisy. Yeah, because that I can definitely see being a thing with Smash, especially because, like, from my memory of Smash, and I have played, like, the latest Smash, but the last time I played it was, like, 3 odd years ago. Whenever I sold my Switch. But, like, the camera seems like it's all over the place sometimes in Smash. Like, sometimes you got it pulled back really far, sometimes you got it close up in. So having, like, dedicated colors seems like a really good idea. Oz! Hiruna, it is wonderful to see you. I hope that you are doing very well tonight. I guess I always use islands, so just do this for right now. Smash is the one fighter I actually play, but I struggle with 8-player, and honestly I play it more as a party game anyways, but my brain struggles to focus on that. There's just so much going on. That's like definitely a mood. I don't think that this is going to be the final music for the level. I just kind of, like I said, I just want something in play mode. Does that stop every time I die? That kind of sucks. Oh, I need to disable air controls, clearly. I'm surprised at all the games that are getting rollback patched in. Is that, like, honest question, not me trying to be weird, but is that weird for them to put rollback in? I'm just kind of bopping around, honestly. You don't know, like, I haven't made a level since whenever Bloomin' Onions came out, which is like, I think 2010. So, just kind of messing with it. It might become a level. I mean, I'd like it to become a level, but I also don't really have any idea what I'm doing with it. So right now I'm just kind of goofing. I forgot how to... I think it's in... Is it? Gameplay Tweaker. That you can disable the air controls? Or maybe not. Quite possibly not. Jump... Oh wait, jump... Modifier. Oh. Silly. It's right there. Air steering. Now... I just need the air steering to be turned off for a little while. And I guess the easiest way to do that is just make it a box. Right? I'm gonna go with that's correct. And honestly, like, that makes it easier for me to see where this is supposed to be. So we'll put that there. Make it orange so we could find it. So many people in my circles exploded in joy when Dragon Ball Fighters got rollback. Might actually play it again because of that. Alright. Now, when... Call me up when Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition has rollback. And I can jump into that. Or possibly... Mortal Kombat 1 or 2? I could do either of those. And then that's basically when my ability at that ends. We want microchip, broadcast chip. We want impact sensor touching? No. Yes. No tags. Collisions? I'll play it. All players? Maybe. And then that's where we're gonna put the no air controls. I don't know if this is the easiest way to do what I want to do, but let's just test it out. You could tweak a broadcast microchip set to player on contact. You know? Well, that is just fancy. And I feel like I knew that at some point, and then I didn't. That makes it so much easier. Closest in range, all in contact. There you go. Hiruna, genius. This is why I need you here. I mean, also because your presence is just very nice to have, and we're glad that you're here, but... Let's just make sure that this is actually working. Oh, I could just do it by dropping. Is this not supposed to include touching? I feel like this happens to me often. Or is it just because like I was no longer... Why does this have to be so difficult? Okay, let's tone this down just a bit, just so I can do my testing in peace. Oh my god, I'm just getting destroyed by my own creations. I deserve it, but I'm air controlling. What is the gimmick here? What am I doing wrong? Air control set to 0. Yes. Activating character, yes. Visible in play mode, no. Okay, so that part's all cool. I guess we do want touching. But I'm air controlling! Why do you do this to me, game? What is wrong with you? Try checking player tweaker, change setting to owning player. There you go. Why that didn't work? I don't know. Okay, but now we have a secondary problem. If a character hits the bounce pad with any momentum, then it's not going to matter that they can't air control, because their physics momentum is going to take them in the wrong direction. Maybe the answer here is not the bounce pad. The answer here is perhaps not the bounce pad. The answer here is something cooler? What if the answer is a mover? Ooh, let us hear your solutions. I am a fan of solutions. Ah! Why? Each one would replace the bounce with a layer launcher or make a slightly convoluted invisible wall setup. Well, see, because what I kind of wanted to do was make a cinematic where, like, something is going to throw up a player here. Originally, I just had the bounce pad there because it looked easy, but it could be like a cannon or something like that. But something was going to shoot the player up here, and then while they're like off screen, they would trigger this teleporter, and the teleporter would take them to someplace else so that I could have more islands like over here without having to fill in all of these waves. Like, because I'd really rather just have the waves only around the islands. A layer launcher could just go up. Oh wait, whoa, I missed about an oh shit. Hold on a second. Crossplay beta is in September. Oh, that's why the oh shit. Let's cross our fingers that actually that works. That sounds pretty fabu. Oh fudge! I killed my little dude. I am so sorry, little dude. I did not mean to kill you. Crossplay is cool. I'm sad Monster Hunter Rise doesn't have it. I need to be able to make my own jumps. The funny thing in early testing, this jump was way too easy. So I killed my little mans again. I am so sorry, little mans. I did not mean to kill you. I guess it kind of works. Now I'm gonna need to think of some way to actually illustrate that they're getting blasted off, but yeah. That's not too bad. I didn't know that you could do layer launchers just like within this. Well, I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter if it's in the same layer, but then they would. Oh, Quill, it is wonderful to see you. You know, I kept on. This is me being crappy, but like, I kind of wanted to shoot you a quick note about the last time that we were chatting, just to say that I really appreciated you talking to me and answering some of my silly ass questions. And I didn't do it after the stream, and then I would think about it like once a day, be like, oh hey, make sure you say thank you to Quill. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that in like a minute. And then something would distract me, and then I would just completely forget about it. So I'm glad that you're here, so at least well, I'm never sure, you know, like, I don't know, there's a desire to know things, but there's also a desire, like, not to push if there's not an established boundary, if that makes sense. Like, if someone says, hey, I don't want to talk about this, like, well, that's easy, just don't talk about it. But if, like, there isn't a boundary there, it's like, well, is it okay if I ask this, or is it not okay if I ask this? And it's almost more difficult socially for me in that kind of situation. So, but I appreciate it. I'm glad. I'm really, really glad. That means an awful lot to me, and I'm glad that I've kept these extra spoons in drawers for friends, because I do kind of hoard an extra spoon here and there so that I can talk to the people that I care about when they need it. Because that's always kind of a crummy feeling, you know? It's like somebody wants to talk to you, but like you're just emotionally burnt out, so you can't talk. So it's like, you know what I mean? But yes, I've kept these spoons on hand for just such times. And Hive says, yeah, not having to find boundaries does make things harder. But it's kind of, you know, it's I guess that's like how to put it. I mean, I guess that's just kind of part and parcel of developing relationships with people, as kind of big-brained as that sounds. Like, I never really thought about it in the past. I never thought about it in quite these terms in the past. But like, you know, you're feeling out friendships, and these are things that are cool to talk about, and these are things that are not cool to talk about, and like, these are times when talking is okay, but sometimes there's times when we need to be quiet, and like, all of that kind of back and forth, that's done. But now kind of looking at it in this schema of like, oh, those are boundaries, that's what those are, and that's like, this is the normal human thing of establishing those. It's kind of neat. Thank you so much, Quill. Like, yeah. Oh, I saw that, at least in the English version, yes, Hive. That's cool, right? Like, I always kind of sometimes put up question marks when I'm not, like, sure, because, like, what that means for characters, and, like, what that means for people who enjoy the characters. But, like, Bridget is canonically trans now. But in the past, Bridget was canonically using he, him pronouns? Or were the pronouns not specified in the past? Because my first experience with the character of Bridget, before I knew anything about, like, Guilty Gear, was unfortunately, like, really crappy memes that I'm sure that you can guess what they were. So, like, I don't 100% know. We're all wondering what ArcSys were going to do. And well, hold on, let me quick catch up what Quill said, and then I want to come back to what you said. Quill says, in trans news today, I absentmindedly made a trans flag out of these melty bead things at work, intending to destroy it, and a kid ran off to get it melted in place by my manager, who absolutely saw it and absolutely knew what it was, and that I made it. This is good news, right? That, like, the manager knows and is cool with this. Like, it's not like the kid didn't out you, did they? I hope they didn't. Because I'd like this to be the touching story and not, like, the crappy story. It's news. Okay. So news with, like, with a number of question marks over top of it as to whether or not this is good news or bad news. In which case, I will cross my toes that it's good news. Hive says, Bridget in the past was raised as a girl because their parents were scared that if they had a son, their superstitious town would kill Bridget. They used he, him pronouns. Now, she is she, her for reals. I'm pondering here for a moment, Hive. Like, I'm trying to, like, think about the bigger picture of Arxis. Because Arxis does have Testament, and Testament seems like it seems like the feeling is they've done right by Testament. So, and that is why we're all wondering what Arxis we're going to do. See, because the only thing that kind of gets me there, Hive, the only thing that like raises flags in my mind is that's like, while the reasoning is different, that's kind of the same backstory for Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and that seems kind of like, you know, because while I've come around to Nick's to Mei Leet's take on Sleepaway Camp, I do feel like if Sleepaway Camp taken as it is a mess of snakes of problems. So, bouncing back up to Quill, I think they know that I'm some kind of queer at this point. Gonna cover that by making more flags. Okay, I'm gonna continue to cross my toes, but I'm going to be low-key angry, just low-key angry, but still low-key angry that you're in a situation where you feel like you have to cover. Because I've got words to describe that, and none of them are family friendly. Flopple says, yeah, though I appreciate May's feeling towards it. Like, yeah, like, I dig where May's coming from, and I do think I ultimately kind of agree with reclaiming Sleepaway Camp as a more trans-positive view, and kind of the look at Angela as a character as somebody who's just like putting up with a lot of stuff, we'll use the word stuff, and goes on a roaring rampage of revenge, and we can get catharsis through that, and like that's actually kind of cool, completely unintended by the film creators. But like the fact that Angela's aunt basically is implied by the film, that Angela's aunt kind of grooms Angela into being Angela, that's a whole mess of stuff. So I guess that's kind of why when Hive was telling me Bridget's backstory, that was like little exclamation points were popping up in my head. Testament's English VA is a trans woman. That was from Flopable much earlier. You can't see me giving the big thumbs up skis, but I am definitely doing that. Testament went from super angry and murdery to chill and envy. Like, I'm gonna take this in the spirit of positivity that you're viewing it in, and I'm gonna be like, this is super awesome. Because I do think that that side of it can be super awesome. I just, you know me, I worry far more than I probably need to about everything, so there's that. But let's keep it in the positive side about things. And I'm gonna have a quick cigarette and maybe make some coffee and think about what I'm doing with the next section of this possible whatever I'm doing. What are we doing with this? Hive says, if I recall correctly, Testament had he/him pronouns, and now they're just figuring themselves out and have accepted being envy. That's cool. Like, that's super cool. I don't really have any issues with Testament, and I know far less. I have far less history with Testament. Like I said, like, my only history with Bridget as a character is through crappy memes. And pretty, like, anti-trans memes, so... Like, I've got, like, a different set of parameters, I guess, I'm working with. Quill says, the manager is gay, and one of the people I trust most at work... Okay, so thumbs up, thumbs up. I've seen her supporting trans kids. Big thumbs up. So I'm not worried about her. Okay. Okay, okay. Is this... Are you worried, like... Well, I mean, but I guess you're not, like, just dealing with the manager. Like, there's other people that you're having to deal with your job. Testament was staunchly anti-humanity because how they treated Dizzy. They being humanity, I'm gonna guess. I'm glad you have a trusted manager. I'm still low-key worried and angry about the implication here. I guess, like, it's cool that they're probs an ally, but you still deserve to be able to come out on your own terms and on your own time. And that's also a really big important part. Yeah. That's a very good point. What did I... Oh, coffee. Coffee. I was totally gonna make coffee. Which means I'm gonna have to take the headphones off for a second because I can't hold the controller and use the headphones at the same moment. So, this will only take like 10 seconds for me to boil. But, during those 10 seconds, Hive, you've got the whip hand. There we go. It's interesting because I'm in a Discord with a lot of trans women who play fighting games, a few of who had egg feelings regarding Bridget, so they missed Bridget, but also, like, were scared about Bridget returning due to the backstory, and a few of them are now saying that they're happy that she is trans. Okay, I mean, sorry, like, the second sentence there confused me enough that I couldn't give the positive response to the first sentence. So, for the first sentence, I'm glad that fans are really happy about this, and in this case, I feel like they know a lot more than I do, so I'm just going to be happy about this and view it as a positive. So, this is super cool. And it is super cool, like, in general. I don't understand quite what you mean about can't make meals out of scraps if the scraps get turned into meals. Like, does that... I guess what are you saying? Do you mean that, like, that it's not a scrap anymore? Like, it's actually a meal, and therefore it's a positive thing? Or... am I completely misunderstanding the idiom that's being used here? Flopple says, my partner's feelings were, oh my god, I love that Bridges is back, though I know this means we're getting terrible memes again. But they're still so happy that Bridges is back, and it sucks that their feelings can be partly tarnished because of those people, but yeah, good. I mean, not, you know what I mean. I hope. I feel like super scatterbrain meats tonight, so I appreciate you all being a little bit patient. Yes, it's no longer a scrap. Okay, so I should read that also as a positive statement. I was confused. Everything is so confusing. I don't know either, so I would love to hear the reaction to Testament on our Guilty Gear. Took it as meaning that folks will claw for any amount of potential representation possible because that can still be formative even when it's flawed, but now that flawed rep is becoming positive to everyone. I want to make sure I caught that last line. One of the things I've noticed, this is kind of like an aside. This is not a anything of anything. I've started to use the pronouns app, which has been very useful for me. I really like it. But for some reason, the way that it's formatted, sometimes it cuts off like half of the very last line. But now that flawed rep is becoming positive rep. Yes! And that is a wonderful thing. And also, like, why is my floor so filthy? Overwhelmingly positive and supportive of them being MB. This just all sounds like very happy news. And I'm gonna start to stop. I'm gonna make a very strong attempt, because I think this is probably an important thing in my life in general, but I'm gonna make a very strong attempt that I don't always have to look for the dark cloud behind the silver lining. I mean, oftentimes it's there, and it's not necessarily a bad thing to foresee potential problems, but it's not always a good thing either. And probably I should be at least making the attempt to be a little bit more open to the fact that things can just be nice. I found jumbo-sized marshmallows at the shops, and now they're my favorite thing. Quill, I'm asking, and this is an honest ask. This is like, it's probably gonna sound like a weird ask, but I mean, it is a weird ask, but it's also an honest, I would like to know. When you say, like, jumbo, like, how jumbo is jumbo? Like, is it the size of a chick or a chicken? Like, are these pillow-sized? Could you use them as pillows? Flopple says you can be cognizant of potential issues while still celebrating the good. And that's something I need to find a better balance with. I do, for any number of reasons, some of which are justified, some of which are not. I do tend to see the negative far more easily than I see the positive. And that's not, I think, ultimately a good coping mechanism. So I kind of need to work on that. I used to lean really, really cynical and quite bitter. It's still an issue, but it's a thing that can be worked on, yes. Goose size, oh my god, that's jumbo. That is actually jumbo. You know, one thing that I really appreciate about all of this, like, is the timing. Because, like, let me think. How do I put this? Where do I want to put this? I feel like, you know, when the early Bridget memes were like a thing, that it feels like there was less of a visibly there was less of a visible trans presence, and therefore it was a lot easier to kind of make those memes because there were fewer people that would vocally push back against them. Whereas I think now, like 10 years later, and there are a lot of people, not only trans folks, but, you know, people who have kind of come of age with trans folks being relatively normalized, at least in online spaces, where there will be people that are like, no, that's just not cool. Kind of want you to stop. And I think that makes a pretty big difference as well. Cool says, I've had bigger marshmallows, but they never have that kind of rubbery soft texture. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a giant marshmallow fan. I mean, in either sense of the words. I'm not like really big on marshmallows, but I also am not really somebody who loves big marshmallows. But I'm glad that they're there for you to enjoy. Communities that have a load of LGBT plus folks are way better these days. Yeah, that seems like the case. Well, even places like I'm not really a super big fan of overall have seemed like they've moved in a far more positive direction on that. Like, most of the things that I saw, because I didn't really go to I didn't travel a lot on the web very much in my any days, and like most of the stuff I saw was on RPGNet, and as much as I have complaints, and I think legitimate ones about Big Purple, like the stuff that would have flown back then would just simply not fly today. And they've been pretty big on making the space far more inclusive to LGBTQIA plus folks. Now, the world's best Skullgirls player is on record as saying they are a... Wait, hold on a second. The world's best Skullgirls player is on record as saying they are a bunch of things right-wingers hate. MB Black Furry. That's Sonic Fox, right? I've seen cishet communities and they're so bad. Yeah. That is they, yes. See, I know a couple of things about fighting games. Not like a lot, but I know a few. One of the top Ram Lethal players in Strive is... Wait, there's two of us? Now I'm... Like, does that mean I have to main Ram Lethal? Or if I'm maining Ram Lethal, is that just reinforcing stereotypes? Inquiring squirrels want to know. Hive. I don't want to reinforce bad stereotypes. We had that whole debacle with the pickle jar. Main Jacko. That way you're maining one of the Valentines still. Isn't Jacko a lad? Oh, okay. Very aesthetic. Jacko is a lass. Okay. Disco, could you like not? Also, I think I made this too tall. I hate that. What am I gonna do with all this space? This is like a giant amount of space. I hate it. Debacle is the French for the bacle? Wait, hold on a second. Now, if we're gonna do bilingual jokes, debacle is French for of bacle. And my junior high school French teacher would have screamed at me because it would probably have to be du bacle or de la bacle. Wait, no, de la bacle. Because my high school French teacher was a jackass. Nobody liked him. wait, did I do that right? Maybe I did that right. Yeah, I guess I did that right. I don't think that debacle doesn't make grammatical sense, but who needs it? I mean, you're not wrong. But again, who needs it? Grammar. Why does every French language teacher suck? Well, I mean, I had 2 French teachers through junior high school and high school. My second year junior high school, first year high school French teacher was the same guy. And he was an absolute ass. Wait, is ass family friendly? I think it is, but I'm not sure. He was a jerk. Like, he was the worst. He was the kind of French teacher, I think I've told folks about this, but like, he would call on someone in the last minute of class, and if they couldn't answer the question, he would make the entire class wait until the question got answered before he would let the class leave. My second French teacher from the last 3 years of high school, and she was just an absolute angel. She was very kind. She was super sweet. We had crepes day twice a year where we could bring in our own, like, they weren't crepes. They were by no means crepes, like in any real authentic French sense, but like all the kids loved making them, had a good time with it, so. And I don't remember my university French teacher because I don't remember almost anything about first year of university. Oh, he was terrible. Like, Quill, honestly, he was just not a fun man to learn from. Hive says, I started fighting games with Guilty Gear Zerd, and I tried learning Jacko because she's aesthetic. I had fun playing her, so I have a soft spot for her. I gotta check out what? Hold on a second. Hold on, I missed that. One of the top Guilty Gear players is a trans busty cow girl VTuber? What? I mean, without getting too non-family friendly, although no part of this arc was family friendly at all, but that reminds me like way too much of the current questionable content, where, oh no, I knew exactly what you meant, because of this recent questionable content arc, where, fudge, what's it, Quentin and, you would think, like, the one trans girl character in questionable content, Claire! There, I do know her name. Their mom is a VTuber, and is just absolutely filthy. Just hideously filthy. Yup! So there's like a little bit of art imitates life, and I don't know how I feel about that. Or life imitates art. I don't know, like, I don't know what direction those went in. Now, Art Carney, consider though, Art Carney as a trans cowgirl YouTuber, I think it would have been a very different version of the Honeymooners, and probably with less domestic violence jokes. Although that was really, that was Jackie Gleason's thing. I don't think Art Carney's character was really big on the domestic violence, but, like, that was, like, the whole thing for the Honeymooners. Wait, what am I doing here? I don't think Jacko is in Zerd Sign. Sadly, she's in Zerd Rev 2. Well, that's sad. I'm sad now. But I'm not, like, in any hurry to buy anything anytime soon, so... Excuse me. About the burping, that is. Not about the, Oh, is that pose Jack O? That's Jack O's pose. I honestly hate that pose so much. When it was, was it last year, like, this pose was going around as a meme, and, like, everybody was doing every character in this pose? I just hate it. I'm sorry. I do. The mask is an aesthetic, absolutely. The pants, excellent pants. We support these pants. Also, extraneous buckles on the belt, on the sleeves. I'm a big fan of that. I would definitely wear that jacket. I'm not. I can't. I can't with that pose. Why though? Why though? I crouched and was like, what the heck? And then died because I was questioning about her crouch. Now I'm just used to it. I guess so. It's kind of a lot though. It's a lot. I think we can admit that. What do I want to do with you? I need to think about this. Like, some verticality here would be nice. But how to get it? So we have the player get launched, and they go, whee! Poof. And they land here in a cutscene. So we got a nice big island to play with. But it's really not that big. It's like... It's like, what, 10 seconds to crawl across? Even if you somehow stumbled into having Strive, Jacko is DLC. Okay. I mean, I don't hate the character, I just hate that pose. I think that would kind of, I think I would have a bit of trouble seriously playing the character. Oh, I meant about you trying her. Okay. Is Elfit in Sign? I do not know. I mean, there's always May. Although, like, apparently everybody hates May, and I don't know why. Zerd's Sign. Apparently Elfit's in Zerd's Sign. How do I feel about that dress? I mean, it's got spikes on it, and I'm a big fan of that. It's a little bit... But this jacket combo, though. The dress I don't know about, but like this kind of jacket-esque dress, or this dress-esque jacket that she's got, that's definitely workable. And it's got spikes. Yeah! Yeah! It's a look. It's definitely a look. I don't know, she's not like quite rough and tumble enough for me. She's one of excuse me, she's one of the Valentine sisters. Okay. I'm certain that their parents are proud. Sorry, I'm just doing like the whole thinking about two completely different things at the same time thing. I'm gonna be heading out. I'm gonna induce sleeping soon. I'm gonna induce sleep by reading Lord of the Rings for an early start. That could very well do it. But Hudunda, thank you so much for dropping by tonight. It is always a pleasure to have you in. Thank you for the advice, because I always forget how logic works in LVP. And I hope that whatever you're early starting for tomorrow goes as well as anyone can hope in this this world of a world. But yes, please do take care, and we will see you hopefully on the next stream, which will be Thursday. Yes. As far as I know, we're going to be doing a Thursday, Friday this week. Or a Monday, Thursday, Friday. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. She does have a shotgun and grenades. I mean, I do love that. Wait, hold on. Hype says, Elfin is trying to learn to be human by latching onto the emotion of love, and because she's a created entity, she's misrepresented love as getting married. So she thinks getting married will give her insight into being human, but of the Valentines created by the universal will, she's the one who is the most conscious about wanting to get along with humanity, hence her sublimation of that desire into the drive for marriage. But she does have a shotgun and grenades. I don't like that, Hive. Like, I'm gonna be straight up and honest with you. That's so completely not my gig. I think I would have a hard time, like, getting into that character. Fine, play the Valentine that waged war on everyone and tried to blow up a country. That's, like, much more my speed. Is that Ram Lethal? Because that, I mean, I am very pyroclastic. That is her. Or again, I could just play May. Looks like there's a trend. I mean, you know, I'm saying, like, weddings are pyroclasm, and it's pyroclasm. Squirrel, trans women, and Ram Lethal. Like, I guess you know, as much as I don't want to, you know, build these stereotypes, I guess that's just the way it's gonna have to be. I am cursed by fate. And I'm okay with that. May's just Japanese. Wait, what? Like, that's that's half her character. Okay, that's kind of weak sauce. That's weak sauce. Like, I mean, okay, like, okay, so obviously May is not somebody that I'm gonna be seeing myself in, but I thought, like, she's a pirate. She's a lady pirate. You think they would give her more of a thing than just she's Japanese? I'm disappointed. Now, what do we want here? Gonna put you there? And put up like this. And then like that. Right, we'll put like a maybe a block here. Wait. She's Japanese and she doesn't know it, so she's on the run because people figured out she's Japanese and want to return her to the Japanese preservation island that all the Japanese are forced to live in after Japan got exploded by justice? What the heck? What the heck? That's kind of a what the heck moment. Why did Japan get exploded by justice? Also, because she's Japanese, she's just super powerful. It's just the rules. I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I would have expected no less. I mean, like, Baiken's super powerful. And also, the guy that likes onigiri is super powerful. So it makes sense that Mei would also be super powerful. Okay, we're just gonna put this here for a moment. This is not gonna be in the final build. I just want to see, like, where stuff is gonna be. The guy that likes onigiri is a vampire who studied under Slayer, so, you know. I mean, let's just say I know. Because I don't. But I think it probably works better for the bit if we just say that I know. I know that Slayer's got a look. Like, has got a whole look. And I both appreciate and loathe that look. Because it's kind of a lot. Alright, so we could grab, like, something and bring it over here. I want something cute and grabbable. Also, but, like, hold on a second. In the universe of Guilty Gear, can vampires eat? I mean, clearly that seems to be the case, but generally speaking, vampires, they're not big on the eating. Slayer's just into being a dandy. Okay. Like, provided Slayer's into being a dandy and Slayer's not into being like an alpha male, then I think we could get along. He just kind of has that a bit of a look to him. Like, I feel like he would, and I know this is judging books by colors, and probably I shouldn't, but like, he looks like somebody who would be very down for mansplaining. He's a very big proponent of being a dandy. That's actually a part of his character. I love that, kinda, honestly. Is that in the same layer? He also has an immortal wife named Sharon. This is a joke, right? This is you telling a funny? You're telling me a dandy named Slayer is married to somebody with a completely normal butt name like Sharon? How? Why? That this does not seem... That doesn't seem right. He's the woman she drinks blood from in the round start animations in Zerd. I'm glad that they're... Look, I'm saying, like, you know... I would feel like a dandy would want to complete the look, you know? Like, it just seems like it would crimp his style. Like, yes, waha! I am Slayer. Look at me, I am a fop. And this is my wife, Sharon. I don't frickin' know. Famous rocker has got a wife named Sharon? Oh, crumbs, Quill. It's a pleasure as always to have you here. I do hope that whatever your work situation is being, that I hope that it works out in a way that is where you need it to be, and that it's not causing any more stress on you than you feel like you can handle, because it feels like a little bit of a lot there. But please rest well, wake better, and only have good dreams. We've got our toes crossed. Oh, that... Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess. Now that you say that, I feel really silly. But at the same time, I kind of feel like Sharon is just an inherently silly name. But that's my bad. That is totally my bad. Still not quite tall enough. So I guess you're gonna have to come down one. Yeah, okay, that works. So how do we get you? What deviousness do I want the player to do in order to access this block? Oh, but you're gonna have to be here. Not now, block, please. I've got an idea for a thing, but I just don't know how precisely I want it to work. But I kind of feel like there's gonna be a signal to this block, and it's gonna pop out one layer. And we'll make this switch. So we'll have like a rock formation here, and the block here will be placed in it, and maybe we'll have some enemies that you gotta fight, and you beat the enemies, and then this will pop out. Kinda? I don't know. I guess I can at least, like, set this part up while I'm waiting for that idea to percolate. The end. Wait, what, the end? What happened? I know I'm kind of, like, half noodling to myself, but... And I apologize for that. I should be telling more exciting stories, but... I kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit. What did something get automated? I saw the part about Ozzy Osbourne biting the head off a bat. That's the last thing I saw? Was there more to it? My message was too long to show up. Oh, buggery. That's weird, because usually it just cuts it off. Now I feel bad because, like, you probably spent an hour typing that, and then Twitch just screwed you over, like Twitches want to do. Twitch really shouldn't be that way. Check my DMs. Okay. Back in the day... Hold on a second. Back in the day, that man, Soul Bad Guy, and Audio were friends and scientists. Now hold on, first question. Is that the given name and Man is the family name? Like... that David Mann? Friends and scientists. Adia and Soul were an item, and Adia developed a terminal illness. That guy. Okay, so now we've got a completely different person. So there's the Man family, and there's the Guy family. Or, hold on, perhaps, this is, maybe I am wrong. These could be Japanese naming conventions where that is the family name, which would make these two brothers, possibly, and not Guy, but Guy. It's a French-Japanese family. Except that is not a Japanese name. That is just a... That's a preposition. That's not a preposition. I forget what kind of word that is. If I called him that guy at any point, that's a mistake. He is that man. You did call him that guy, so but I guess that guy is also that man. That man put her on ice and turned her into a gear with the hopes of finding a cure in the future, and turned Soul into a gear so he can continue being with her in the future, and the government only let him get funding if he also worked on gears as weapons. And then the Universal Will hacked Adia, and she became Justice, and waged war on humanity along with the other gears, and her first point of order was exploding Japan. The end. He's Asuka, but Soul kind of called him that man after the whole finding out he turned his girlfriend into a WMD. I mean, but he did it with the best of intentions, right? This was very much a Victor Freeze kind of situation, except with instead of ice, it was Ice 9. And, you know, I understand that, like, Soul might be a little bit peevy about that, but I kind of feel like you gotta be a little bit understanding in these situations. His friend was just trying to help him out. I don't like that. Gotta change that. That's gotta come in a little bit more. I don't know if I 100% like that either, but I think that'll work for the moment. I might end up cutting a door here and doing something like, I don't know, in this background area, but for the moment, not for the nonce, for the moment. And one of these days I'm gonna remember that nonce has got like that completely different meaning. I feel like that's definitely one of those things that I really need to remember, or else some poor British person is gonna get completely the wrong idea. The thing about Soul, Soul didn't know about the whole Justice is my girlfriend thing, so he kind of fought her to the death. I mean, okay, I would be a little bit unhappy about that. I would maybe ask my friend why he didn't leave maybe a voice memo? Be like, oh, by the way, I'm really sorry, but your girlfriend was dying, so I kinda had to turn her into a WMD. That wasn't the original intent, it just kind of worked out that way. Hopefully you don't have to kill her, but, you know, just if you're in that position, maybe don't. You know, do your best not to. I feel like that would have been called for. I know if I were that gal, I would definitely let my friend know, so that we don't have a situation like this, because definitely the friend is gonna be cheesed, and rightfully so. Asuka kind of went into hiding after the Universal Will hacked Justice, and Justice blew up Japan, and he became public enemy #1 for creating the gears. I mean, okay, but I mean, okay, but here, as a counterpoint, like, isn't that kind of like holding Ford accountable for all of the auto accidents that have happened after he made the Model T readily available to people? Like, I know that we say that intent and outcome are separate, and intent can't necessarily justify outcome or excuse outcome, but, like, it's not like Asuka made the gears to blow up Japan, right? All I know about BlazBlue is that there is in fact a squirrel girl in it, And there's like a sentient puddle of tar that's maybe a Shoggoth. I'm not 100% like on that one. And I'm terrible at it. That's something else that I know about the game. Because I am very bad at BlazBlue. There. Oh, Hazma? It's Hazma, right? All I know is that he's got a snake thing going, and I mean, I do appreciate snake things. I'm a big fan of snake things, so like that immediately puts him leagues ahead of the Joker. See, I liked it better when I didn't know anything that was going on, because, like, everything was in super dense Japanese. And I was just like, I know this guy's the villain, but he's got a great outfit going on. He somehow makes that hat work. Now you're telling me he's the Joker. I don't like that. I just wanted to think that he was like the cool snake guy. Oh, the other thing that I know about BlazBlue is that there's the girl and her power is gun. And I appreciated that because she also had a very nifty outfit. And even in the before, I did definitely appreciate a nifty outfit. He also spent the entire plot of all the games continually trying to stop the universal will and save Adia, and everyone still wants to murder him for existing and believe anything he does is another existential threat to humanity. I mean, you know, kind of feel like he had it coming. Noelle, yes. Noelle she's got a look going to her, and she has the power of gun. And honestly, I think more fighting game characters should invest points in the power of gun. Because really it seems like that would be, you know, effective. I believe in being an effective fighter, not an honorable one. He's the visual novel prequel... Wait. Is the visual novel prequel the one that stars Embryo Storage, or the one that stars the boy who touched the magical artifact and had reality rewritten and is now a girl? Oh, okay. I missed Alice's part. Are you really a true BlazBlue head if you haven't played the visual novel prequel game? I mean, I'm not. I made no claims to be so. If you had somehow gotten that impression from me, I apologize. Oh my god. Did that just happen? Disco, could you, like, not suck? Now you gotta make all of these freaking static objects? Rewriting reality is a cool way to refer to transitioning, though. I mean, you're not wrong, Floppable. And I am here for it. I do like the meat metaphors, but I mean, I'm still down for a little bit of reality rewriting. And yes, those playing at home, E's name stands for embryo storage. That's actually not a lie. Who is E? Oh, Ez's name. Who is Ez? I'm so powerful I rewrote reality. Also, I'm cold and need my blankie, and my upper body strength is non-existent. You know, it's where you're channeling your power is the thing, though, right? I mean, rewriting reality feels like it's gonna take like a lot of juice, quite possibly a lot of girl juice, and ergo, like, you're probably not gonna have a lot of energy left over for body heat. Ez is the girl with the big sword that leaves after images of her sword swings. Maybe not in the game that I had. Because I know there's like a dozen BlazBlues. Now that's asking just a little bit too much, Alice. A system where you have to look at emails on your phone to get certain routes? I don't even look at emails on my phones to communicate with my parents. Which reminds me, I've got to communicate with my parents. But crud, which ones do I have? I don't think I have Central Fiction. Hold on a second, because this is going to be one of those things where I'm just going to have to check. So, BlazBlue games release order. Give me 1 second here. I think I have maybe Continuum Shift and Chronophantasma, or Calamity Trigger and Continuum Shift. I'm not 100% sure which of those. I don't think I've got Central Fiction, because that's the latest one. And all the BlazBlues I've gotten were from PS Plus, and like a couple of years ago. Well, I mean, more than a couple of years ago for one of them. So I cannot spell. Calamity Trigger. I'm trying to like figure it out just from pictures that I've got. Like, not pictures I've got, but like pictures that come up on GIS. Maybe Calamity Trigger and Chronophantasma? Like, I recognize some of these stages, and the character... Like, the character art looks right. Let's just say those are the ones I got. Candace... BB tag? What's a BB tag? There are a million of them, and also the crossover one with Ruby and other things. That sounds terrible, honestly. Calamity Trigger was the first one. Okay. Okay. I mean, the extent of my knowledge is we're rapidly coming dry on that. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, which is the crossover game that features representatives from fighting games that Arc Sys published and Ruby. Okay. I definitely did not have that one. Like, that one I absolutely did not have. Also, why does the music keep on turning off? Like, I thought we set that up so that it wouldn't do that anymore. There we go. Any game with auto combos like BB Tag, my friend would murder me in. As soon as we played anything else like Strive, he floundered. Are auto combos like an accessibility feature? Or is that a weird question? That might be a weird question, I'm not sure. It's a simplicity thing. You can keep hitting the same button over and over and it will formulate a combo for you. They're not optimal, but they work at low level or if you need to do something quick. Okay. That sounds kind of nice though. Like, giving the scrubs something to do. That's me, I am Scrubs. So it makes new players feel like they're doing something cool. Like, I mean, honestly, I kind of appreciate that. Because I almost never feel like I'm doing anything cool in fighting games. And I kind of hate that. He footsies me all day, every day, given he has like hundreds of hours in Smash and has actual fundamentals. Are they just fundamentals that only work for Smash though? Because you said that when you go to play Strive with him, that he kind of gets wrecked. I vibe very hard with that, not gonna lie. I think Good Fighter needs to be newcomer accessible. Excuse me. And making new players feel like they're doing something cool with better and more technical gameplay behind that is a good way to keep them engaged. Absolutely. Like, I'm not a good... Like, I'm not good at fighters, and I don't think that I have to be, like, necessarily good at every game or anything like that, but I do know that games where I feel like I can play at least a little bit, you know, and don't just feel like a complete chump that's not getting anywhere, are ones that I will spend more time with. It's why I prefer Bayonetta over some character action games. It's button mash friendly. I played a little bit of Bayonetta. Um, but gods, that feels like forever ago? Games with Magic series and motion inputs, etc. He couldn't convert a stray hit into a combo. Ah, okay. If he knew how to Gatling and Strive, he would beat me. And Bayonetta is legit very accessible and approachable. That's, like, Bayonetta seems really cool, and it is a Platinum game. And Platinum games seem, in general, to be kind of good for that type of thing. Like, I remember doing, oh, fudge, I should have asked while Quill was still here. I remember playing... Brain Meats, could you please with me? Nier Automata, and actually, like, feeling cool while I was fighting, even though I'm just generally not good at that type of game. And that made, like, a really big difference. So good. So good. I haven't played Nier yet. Well, I mean, I've played a little bit of Nier, but I'm trying to remember where I stopped. And I didn't necessarily stop because I'd bounced off the game, but I was struggling a little bit more to get into it the way that I did with Automata. But I ended up having to sell it just because I really needed money, like, immediately. Nier is the rougher game. I felt like there was more, like, make work in Nier. Like, that there were a bunch of these, like, side quests that just seemed like they took a lot of time. I don't know if that's 100% fair, but that was kind of the impression that I was getting. Os! Kronos! It is wonderful to see you! I hope that you're doing really well today. I'm glad that you've recovered from convention fatigue. You did not become ill, right? Because I will be much wroth if you were ill. The original Nier is kind of slow burn compared to Automata 2. I know I got to see I always want to say Kanye, and I know that's not her name because that's like Kanye West, and I hate it. Kavya? I mean, feel fine, I think. I still haven't checked it, but I'm pretty sure. That makes me happy, Kronos. You know I worry. Did you have a good time? I hope that you had a good time. The Combat and Replicant re-release is at least kind of okay. Alright. I mean, it's not that I didn't enjoy, like, what I was playing, but it definitely did feel different from Automata. I did, but the vendor that sells manga at US price was nowhere to be found, so that's kind of sad. I mean, you know, might have been a plague thing? Because of the plague? In the original, the block button blocks literally 100% of all damage, which means the bullet hell segments do not mean anything at all. Ho 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 ho. Kronos, I don't know if this is going to become anything, like if this is actually going to be a publishable stage, but I've actually been level making. I hope that you are proud. Yo? Yeah? Maybe a little bit. I haven't made my own goofy enemies. Thank you. Actually, like, originally, just part of this was supposed to be a hub. And then I kind of kept playing with it, and then I just was like, okay, I mean, thank you. I don't know where it's going, and I don't know what I'm doing with it, and I don't know if it's ever going to get published, but, like, you know, I just... Things have been things recently, and I got the bug to do this, even though there's probably other things that I should be using my time on. And so I did. And this is what I spent, like, a lot of today doing, honestly. Quite possibly more of today than it should have been. I still need to figure out, like, how to get this block out. I mean, I know how to get the block out because it's got a mover on it. Block's gonna pop out, we're gonna drag it over here. We can hop up to here. And then have, like, more elevation back here. And over here, and like maybe bridging over this section. I haven't decided yet. Chronos, like 100% okay. I'm just glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're healthy. So do not worry at all about being bereft of fish facts. I thought you were still going to be out of town, honestly. Okay, I don't like that. That one I didn't like. Yes, please. Oh, yes, definitely. And I haven't read it yet, but absolutely 100% share it here. Hive wrote a thing about... I was going to say Strive, because we've been talking about Strive all day. A thing about Stray. And while I haven't read it, I do trust in Hive's writing skill. And I think that I can at least give it a recommend on that aspect, degree. Chrono says the con is in my city, so I didn't travel very far at all. At least there's that, but at least from my memories of going to cons back in the day, and this was when I was well younger than I am now, unfortunately. They're kind of draining. Cons are very draining. Us, excuse me. Claire, it is wonderful to see you as always. I hope that you're doing very well today. I hope that life is being very kind to you, is giving you no more stress than you can deal with. I'm glad that your evening at the at work didn't turn out to be too hectic the other day, because I know that you had mentioned something about that. Yes. Kronos, I would love that. I'd love to see what you got. It's quite a few images, so brace yourself. I'm ready for it. This is me. I am ready for these images. Hive Patches, I shared it with one person, she said it was a good read, and I shared snippets with another person, and she said it had points that were spot on. It is unfortunately also 2,800-ish words. I'm still gonna read it, Hive. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, because I think tomorrow is going to be... Now, what I should do tomorrow is go to the unemployment office. But what I also have to do tomorrow is laundry. So I think I'm going to make tomorrow an at-home errands day. I mean, not that the laundry is at home, but it's close to home. And make Wednesday the unemployment office. And that will give me an opportunity to read your post? I don't know if it constitutes a post or not, but I'm gonna guess post. Oh, let us check out these images. What have you got? What have you got? That shirt is fabulous. Genshin Impact stuff. Lots of Genshin Impact stuff. Oh my god! Kronos, you didn't! That Katamari Damashi bag is 100% fire. This is an illegal degree of fire that you just sent to this picture to me? Oh, this is fabulous. Got some manga? Is that Omori fan art? It's a really nice piece. And that picture underneath it, I mean, I don't know if that's Omori or not, but the picture that's underneath the thing that I think is Omori fan art, which I don't recognize, also looks really, really cool. Like, it's a silhouette of a character, but the silhouette is like a fantasy background-y kind of thing. And these last three that look like postcards, those are fabulous. Particularly the one that's on the left with all the bugs. That's really good. And it reminds me of Clive Barker. That one's also Genshin. Well, I'll still forgive it. Wait, I gotta find out which of the big cons in Sydney is run by Nazis and Nazi sympathizers so I could avoid it. That sounds like a very good idea. I would also like you to avoid any cons that are run by Nazis and Nazi sympathizers. I mean, it seems kind of cheapo just to put, like, just a switch. And honestly, like, just make it go there. Eh? Oh, because it's still... Silly girl. Why you do that? What? Why you gotta be like that? That's not the effect that I wanted. Logic. Logic has failed me. Because sanity is a one-trick pony, and that trick is logical thought. Oh wait, but we can't do the rest of that phrase because it's just ableist. Fudge. Tick, you have failed me. Oh wait, whoa, what am I missing in chat here for a second? Alice says the only big con near me is one that markets itself on being about Chinese culture, and then check notes, it's an anime con. all about anime made in Japan, so that's bad vibes. Yes. That's bad vibes. Supernova, the Nazi COVID health orders contravening convention. That sounds terrible. And the owner's also an anti-vaxxer transphobe. That's super gross. Os! Des, wonderful to see you. Lurk if you need to. Do not worry at all about that. Hope you are doing very well today, that you're super healthy and or happy. These are very important to us. Why are you popping out, yo? You shouldn't be why are you what is your issue? What is your actual issue? Switch? Why don't you be listening to me? You're not even inverted. What the heck? Kronos! What is wrong with this thing? Why is it teasing me like this? It shouldn't be popping out like that. Fun fact about the Katamari bag picture, that manga on the left, both untranslated, and I know nothing about it. Figured I'd buy something I'm unbiased about and use it as Japanese translation practice should I ever pick up learning the language again. The manga on the left. Give me a second. Let me peep that. Onideka. Risuani? You gotta... Did you get a... Did you get a squirrel manga? It's hard. It's a little hard for me to quite read, but does that say Risuani? Tweak the in and out mover real quick. Got back... Oh, Lisani. Well, I mean, that's, like, distinctly less cool. Also, how many... Look, how many manga do we have about giant high school girls? Or giant young women? Because I can think of at least 3. Which would be... Wait, I think I screwed up the joke. Something about 3 nickels, which isn't very much, but it's weird that it happened 3 times. Like 20? There's that like one really creepy one that I don't think I can talk about at all on a family-friendly stream. Okay, I guess that worked, Kronos. I don't know why, because it looks like this is still triggered, but like, whatever, I guess. I looked away, but I think it was defaultly set to move to layer 1. Right, but there was no, like, there was no input. I mean, it doesn't matter as long as it works, but it just seemed kind of weird. Are there multiple inputs for the mover? Nope. Just the one, super basic. Like, I'm not excuse me, I'm not like stretching my legs with logic here, hardly at all. Ishoni Nihongo wo benkyou shimasu? I mean, that doesn't seem... I would probably say 一緒に日本語を勉強しよう? Like, cause you're gonna do it together, so it's more invitational. Where shimasu is more like you are studying or you will study, but otherwise, like, that's not a grammatically incorrect sentence, I don't think. Shimasho! Oh wait, what? I fell down the stairs Saturday night, so ouch on my behind. Des, did you not just break a toe? Like, not long ago at all? Was that not a thing that happened? Because I'm pretty sure it was. So, kind of like... Now I'm gonna worry. Why is the mouth partially not visible? What's going on with that? Or maybe it just... What? What? Why is... There's something really weird going on here. Hold on a second. Eh? Why are you green? Why is your mouth, like, translucent? My mans. What is going on with you? My friend. My dearest friend. Try copy pasting the enemy. Why did that work, Kronos? I mean, you're also a genius, but like, what? Why would that be a thing? Give it a few days. Nothing broken, but my tailbone is very sore. You're... I don't know why it's gotta be this way. Why is it gotta be this way, Kronos? Probably lack of sleep, long flight, etc. contributed to it. Well, I mean, I also kind of feel like maybe falling down the stairs contributed to it. Des? Yes, we are glad that nothing is broken. That part is 100% true. Now, where did my sticker go? Sticker... Why must everything be difficult? Honestly. Just, like, it just... Gotta be just a total tease. I had this nice, swirly sticker. This has been a week of falls. Yes, and eels, but mostly falls. Except no eels. There were no eels involved this week. I don't know where that came from. That just, like, that was just in my head. I thought it would be funny, it wasn't, but it does seem like if you check the star section of the Poppet, you can see all the assets currently existing in the level. Yes, this is true, Kronos. However, recall that I've only just brought this object into the level, and then I erased the sticker off the object. Ergo... probably doesn't show up in the star section. I believe, at least. I can't be yawning. I still got 40 minutes left, yo. Game, don't mess with me. I'm not in the mood. Did you see my gorgeous pics? I did see some of your gorgeous pics, and they were, in fact, gorgeous and involving cats, periodically. Unless I hallucinated the cats part. I mean, I, it, it's not that hard. I don't need to make it that complicated, Chronos. There's easier things I could do. I'm just being obstinate and stubborn. Because that's kind of totally my gig. It's just me being obstinate and stubborn. Now that we've recreated the enemy, I'll do the thing that you suggested. There we go. Man, these enemies are ugly. They are just very uggo. Alright, now... put you here. And then let's give this a little bit of a test. Okay, now I'm gonna try to save the changes, and hopefully nothing's gonna explode. Please don't crash. You know, I have a video of me just doing create mode for an unfinished level. I don't know if that'll help, but it might. You might pick up on a technique or two. I'll send it just in case. Do with it as you will. Chronos, I would love to see that. I would honestly love to see that. I have always enjoyed seeing you kind of dink about with create mode, because I remember you showed me a little bit of create mode when you were working on demo, and it was really good looking. Doobie doobie doop boop 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 doop boop boopie doobie doop doop boop doop. I tried to make a rope bridge, Chronos, and I failed. At the rope bridge, it was a failure. So now it's a static object, and I feel a number of ways about that. I don't know if those ways are good ways or not, but... I'm a big fan of the sea waves. They are not as nice as the one that Nimpy put together. Oh wait. Did I mess up my teleporter? I might have messed up the teleporter. The sea waves that Nimpy put together in Fortress of the Three Samurai, they're like really nice. So I was trying to reverse engineer them, and I didn't really get them to work the way I wanted, but I still think they kind of turned out nice. Young! Wait. Come on! It was tall enough before! What do you mean it's not big enough now? Okay, good. At the first enemy, because of the geometry, there's enough grounding for you to jump into the background instead of the enemy brain. Oh, that's kind of a problem. Alright, so... well, I'm noodling here for a second. So we're gonna come in the background, we'll have another pillar here that we can get up on. I don't know if there's enough space to have like a ramp inside of it. There might be. It should be too deep back there, so I might be able to do that. Yeah, I think there's one jump that's maybe a little bit, like, a little bit off, but... And then maybe get, like, another something in the background there. So we jump off of here. And then, I don't know, like, I was thinking of... doing maybe some, like, undergroundy, grotto-y kind of section. Rope bridges, I mean, it just, like, sucked. It just went, like, floopy all over the place. It was a real mess. And by mess, I mean, like, I hated it. Now, I'm gonna take, like, a really quick pause here, because I want to do a bit of a stretch. I haven't had one of those in about an hour. And... that would work. Kronos, that would work. I could try that. But I am going to have like a really quick stretch. Get myself a little bit of orange juice, maybe make a bit of coffee. And I'll be back in just... give me like 3 or 4 minutes. I know everybody's kind of finally got here, but just give me a couple minutes. We are back. Next on my list is the end boss of Kenna and the Spider-Man series. I remember you were talking about Kenna a while back, and I feel like you were struggling with it some. Oh, crumbs! Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not what we want. But that's one way to make that work. Sure. That's not what I wanted to do. There. Bolt bridges. Quite different from Jeff bridges. Now, when you say Spider-Man series, like, so isn't that just like Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales? There's just the two games, right? Or were there more that I didn't pick up on? Which is like certainly 100% possible. That would be them. Gotcha. Now, if you're here, and you're here, okay, so that's, we don't want them like too far apart, because then the players will fall through the cracks, but we want them to be far enough apart that they're gonna have, like, they'll sag. So like that, I guess? Hopefully that'll be enough space. For the bolt connector pieces, make 4x2 thin piece, small grid, connect the bolts to the end, and then shrink them so they're 2x1. Gotcha. Ada Basilisk has done a thread on Bridget being trans and includes audio from her arcade route. It's official. Nice. It's officially official. I had to stop myself from using a word that's not family friendly but would have been completely appropriate in this situation. Okay, so hold on, let me check that. We want them 4x2 and then shrink them to 2x1. Hold on a second. So does that mean like 2 tall, 4 across? Like that? connect the bolts to the end. Well, but if I'm on the grid, it puts the bolt here in like a really awkward spot? Or do we not want them on the grid? And then shrink them down to 2 to 1. But, like, what are the bolts connecting to? I'll doodle it really quick. Hive says apparently Kisk and Gold Lewis Dixon are supportive of her, which has led to this lovely tweet. I want to check out the tweet. Just worry about something else for now. Super not helpful. I am so confused, everybody. So that's like, I mean, basically my everyday. But even still, I feel more confused than normal. No, don't customize your character. Don't be silly. This is not the time for that. Oh, right. Want that? Okay. I mean, I kind of get it, but... And then I guess another bolt. Oh, but... Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So, like, do we mean like this? Probably not. I'm gonna bet that the answer is not, but I'm also just gonna do this. Also, please excuse your handwriting. I would not rag on anybody's handwriting. That seems like a pretty crappy thing to do. Unless that person was evil. Are you evil, Kronos? I think we need a couple more of these. So we'll bring him back up to 4 by 2. I can't tell if that's how big that is anymore. Double that over. Oh, crumbs. Okay, it's you. You're the one. And then these all get shrunk again. And then we just need like end pieces to connect. Oh. Okay, thin. We got 2 bolts. We shrink. Right, but how do you... Hold on a second. But don't the pieces like rub up against each other? Cause don't we want them to be able to hang, right? I don't think my bridge is working like a bridge is... Oh god, I killed the fort! This poor man's here has gotten killed more times in the midst of our create mode than will probably ever happen during the actual game itself. I feel so bad about that. Alright, let's see if we can follow this drawing. Starting to think bridges are beyond our pay grade. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not saying nothing, but I am totally saying something. Okay, so we got, that's a 2x4, and we put our bolts down. And then we shrink. Try 5 instead of 4. Might need for length. Alright. So now we shrink this down to 1. And then we duplicate it. Let's keep it up at big for a minute. Now, should the thick pieces, should those be 4 or should those be 5? We should probably actually figure out how many of these we're gonna need. Heading out now, no food in the house, so off to shopping. Eat! Shop! But also eat! But also shop? Or wait. Whatever's gonna result in you having food. That's gonna be the key for us here. Well, I thought that was just like a signature. I thought it was just a cute little bunny. I wasn't sure like how I was supposed to react to that. Besides the fact that it was just cute. You know, like a cute thing. What, are you serious? This is what you produce with something that you've never done before. Kronos, I am in a slight degree of awe. Also a slight degree of daw, because it's super cute, but this is kind of amazing. Shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Well, hold on a second there. I feel like a thing just happened that was important. An important thing just happened there. Maybe asking Alfie might produce a better results. Too late now! Somebody was all like, hey, why don't you make a bolt bridge? That would be easier and more structurally sound. Oh wait, why didn't it bolt that time? Yo! The last time it just bolted on, whoop whoop, no problem. Now this time it's not gonna bolt? I feel cheated. Oh wait, it just totally did. What the fudge? Game, could you decide if you're gonna make sound effects or not? Because I need these sound effects very badly. The sound effects let me know that things worked, game. You don't make no sound effects, I don't know if it worked or not. Game? I swear, this game just wants to hurt us. Sometimes. And I don't know what we did deserve that. I would have said nothing, but apparently I'd be wrong. Why you gotta be shaking like that, Bridge? Is it 'cause you're cardboard? What? Hive, what? What is this a good guess what, or is this a bad guess what? If I make you wood, is that gonna make you happy? Would you be happier as wood? 'Cause I'll do it. I mean, I'm kinda cheesed that I gotta. Oh, good. I would love to hear the good news. I am a fan of the good news. Kronos, this is getting wacky. Have you set me up for wackiness? Oh, that's not helping. Guilty Gear Strive Evo 2022 champion is chance. Woohoo! Guilty Gear is officially game for the trans kids. Our game now. We own it. Does that mean, like, well, I mean, Sonic Fox is MB, but is Sonic Fox trans? I feel like that's like one of those really silly questions that I have to ask every now and then, but I am asking it. Because I'm wondering, do we get Skullgirls also? Or do we just get Guilty Gear? Kronos, what is this? What is this? What is this? This is not... Well, I'm less on my definition of trans and more on Sonic Fox's definition of trans. Like, I'm going with what they're going with on account of it's, you know, them. I grant wackiness to anyone I convince to play Neko Navy. Kronos, dear heart, I don't know why you do these things to me. You're breaking my heart. I might have to do a scene from, like, Godfather. I don't know if there's a breaking my heart scene in Godfather, but, like, I feel like there ought to be now. I do not know for sure, but they were super excited that Bridget was officially trans, so maybe. Well, if we get 2 fighting games, like, I will 100% take them. And also, like, officially the most stylish of fighting games. I'm a big fan. Because if nothing else, I do believe in styling and or profiling. Which this reminds me, and is like it is granted like completely not related to anything right at the moment, but just this styling and profiling made me think of it. I saw this like TikTok of Bret Hart like ragging on Ric Flair because Bret Hart was in The Simpsons during its heyday, and Ric Flair was only ever on the Cleveland show, which on one hand, like, I have to grant is kind of a sick burn, but on the other hand, it's like I kind of feel like Bret Hart lives the persona that Kurt Hennig just acted in the ring. Like, I don't, as far as I know, like, I don't think that Kurt Hennig as Mr. Perfect was actually like a giant jerk in real life. Like, that was just his ring persona. But I kind of get the feeling like Bret Hart really honestly is kind of a jerk in real life. I think this answers your question. I like questions to be answered. Trans solidarity in here! Woohoo! Click on them wine glasses, I think indeed. That answers my question, and I am pleased and delighted. I would recommend, however... hold on a second, I need to see that. I would recommend, however, fewer pieces. It's a short bridge, so small pieces would make it weaker. But if there are too few pieces, won't the gaps be too big? And players will fall like right through? Make them longer and also wood. I don't want to make stuff out of wood. I'm trying to do everything in cardboard. It's kind of a thing. I mean, granted, I have some metal here, so I guess I shouldn't be such a stickler for it, but I kind of also hate it a little bit. Wood. 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 The only good wood is the song by Alice in Chains. That's it. That's the only one. Let me remind you that more than one player could be playing it, and the bridge would almost certainly break at that point. Fine. You're not wrong, Kronos. I am sad. This is me, I am sad now. I hope you understand that I am filled with sadness. That's okay. That's okay. I perhaps deserve... I deserve the sadness. This is me with my sadness, okay? You are filled with cruelty today, Kronos. What is... I would have thought you got your... You got to have your convention, and you got a nice bag of Katamari Damacy loveliness, and here you are with this anger, this absolute anger in your heart. Kronos, who hurt you? Kronos, who hurt you is what I want to know. Because I will find this person, and I will give them a stern talking to. I will punch them in the dome. I want to know what happened to my mod, Kronos. This bridge makes me so sad now. I hate it. Realistically, if the bridge is giving you too much grief, especially in the moment, I'd highly advise just using a wooden plank as a placeholder, and get back to it later. Honestly, you're not wrong. The bridge wasn't really giving me that much grief until I started fudging around with it. Yes. And actually, like, I should probably be starting to wrap a bow on things, because we are at the 3-hour point. One thing I wanted to ask really quick. You had mentioned that this little enemy here, that there was a problem that it could cause the player to jump into the background. And you'd said that I should change something about one of the platforms, but I don't think I quite grasped what you had meant. Do you think you could just run that by me really super quick before I wrap things up? See the formation behind the enemy. This one here? Ah, this bit right here? Good catch. Good catch indeed. Okay. So if we bring it down a little bit more sharply, that should do it. Do 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 do. I totally cheated with that fire, by the way. That's super cheating. Oh no! Wait, can it correct itself? Oh my gosh! You're, oh crumbs, I killed it. I was gonna praise you for being a champion, and then you just got yourself killed like that. Now I have to berate you. I hope that you appreciate this berating. There's actually just a kill switch here with some logic. Keep in mind I don't usually work with smaller spaces like this, so it's likely some of my design philosophy won't apply as gracefully. That's fair. Like, I wouldn't worry about that. Alright. Well, we are at the 3-hour point, and I do think that means that we start to wrap this one up a little bit. This was nice. It was relaxing. Sometimes a little bit hard to keep focus on, but that's okay. That happens. I didn't get called back by that job, so I'm assuming that means I did not get that job. Which means that I will be going back to the unemployment office on... not tomorrow. I think, like I said, I think tomorrow's going to be just a close to home, get a few errands done type of deal. And then Wednesday is going to be like going to the job center and just starting this whole process over again. I know I should switch those two things around, but I also don't really think I can do it, so I'm not. It's the I don't know. It is what it is. That's just the way it's gonna be. So there's that. Schedules. Thursday will be something. Thursday might be create mode again. I had kind of a nice time doing this. But if not, then quite possibly Isaac. We might do some Isaac. I haven't quite figured it out, but we'll do something. Something will be done about vengeance, a badge, and a gun. So I ripped the mic, ripped the stage, ripped the system. I was born to raise against them. Not really, though. I'm like super white, so... but you should know your enemy. But yeah. So Friday will be dreams. And let's hope this week will bring us better news. But. We are at the 3-hour 6 point. Don't forget to back up the level! I mean, I will save the level, yeah. The level will be saved. I'm not turning... I'm still gonna do some definitely know your enemy. It's usually a good idea. I'm gonna do some noodling around, like, before I go to bed. Because I'm still not, like, super tired, but... But the level will be saved. I would be very salty if we got a corruption. But, yeah. So that's going to do it for us here this go about. So, this, I don't know why I need the, I think I had the camera angle to point the player back to this, the platform over on the left. Because we want them to jump from over there. To land over here. But right. So, that pretty much does it for us here this go about. So for me, Disco. Oh! Silly girl. Y'all be drinking your water. And you eat your food at least once a day. Get some... If you're on the medications, make sure you're taking them according to your schedules. And remember that I love you. And don't forget her. I'll start being Roth again. That's it. That's the short version. Short versions. I love you all, and I want you to be safe. But from me, Disco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there wherever may happen to be, thank you. Arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.